I wanted to start by saying to every parent and sibling who has experienced loss, know you are not alone. Your strength, your love, and the memory of your little one live on forever in our hearts. Loved, wanted, remembered. I'd like to start by sharing a poem I saw. It was actually by an organization called Bloom Like Magnolia. They had a picture with it that said, "I wish this month could be just October. Oh, how I long for October's embrace, to bask in the beauty of its gentle grace. Not a month shrouded in sorrow and pain, but a time for joy, where bliss can remain. Each leaf that falls whispers stories untold of little ones lost, precious hearts we hold. If only this month could simply be known for crisp autumn days and the warmth of home. With pumpkins aglow and the chill in the air, I dream of a world where all of our babies are there. No heartache to carry, no tears that we weep, just laughter and love, our memories to keep. But still we remember, we honor, we grieve for all of the babies who had to leave. Yet deep in my heart, I wish it could be just October with no pain, just wild and free." I titled this one, "The Quest for Understanding, Navigating Unbearable Loss." So when my daughter passed away, I found myself on a quest for answers, not necessarily to understand why this happened, as that was something that cannot be changed, but more so how to process this profound loss and how to navigate a life I never imagined. Previously in my life, I was a person who always tried to live being super prepared for any and every situation that life could possibly throw my way. And then on August 14th, 2023, my beautiful micro-preemie baby girl, Catherine Rose, was born weighing 1 pound, 3.1 ounces. Catherine's original due date was December, just like her mom, but she surprised us by arriving early in August. Officially, I was at 23 weeks and 6 days when I went into preterm labor, which led to an emergency C-section. In a typical pregnancy, babies are born around 40 weeks. So Catherine's arrival at just about 24 weeks classified her as a micro-preemie. This was something I didn't even know existed and never even thought to prepare myself for. I had never seen a micro-preemie baby on TV or knew of any friends or family that had a child born so prematurely. At the time, my knowledge of the NICU was limited to that being a place that your baby might go to for a routine 2-day stay if they had a little jaundice. But they would of course be fine and you'd end up going home together with no problems, rather than the reality of the world of the NICU, where some sweet babies spend their whole life. So there I was as a new mom, the role I had been planning, preparing, and waiting for my whole life. And I found myself completely unprepared. Unprepared for the reality of having a micro-preemie baby, unprepared for the NICU world, and unprepared for the reality of child loss. I was in shock and overwhelmed by the vast unknowns surrounding me. I remember longing so deeply for someone to hand me a roadmap or a checklist, a guide for what to do next, where to turn, and how I was supposed to feel. But as we all know, it doesn't work that way. Some things can't be fixed, they can only be carried. Along this new journey of living a life with grief, I discovered the abundance of outdated and inaccurate information about grieving the loss of a child. Much of the generational and typical grief advice does not apply to this type of an out-of-order death like child loss. And even when it does, grief is still so uniquely personal. One of my favorite statements was said by a grief counselor, an amazing a lady named Allison Clark. She said, in her opinion, there's no such thing as a true grief expert. The only expert in our griefs is ourselves. Each of us experiences this journey in our own way, and that's something we need to honor and acknowledge. This one I had titled, Moving Forward with Our Children's Legacy. Child loss is not about trying to move on, but rather about finding ways to move forward with our children. Their legacy lives on through the acts of love and kindness we share in the world, including the kindness we show ourselves. So here's a gentle reminder to take care of yourselves in whatever small way you can today. When you're in the heart of one of life's hardest moments, treat yourself more gently than usual. This may mean lowering your expectations for what you can accomplish in a day and being intentional about meeting your most basic needs. It's okay if your best looks different each day. And here is something that I read from a group called Bereaved Parents of the USA. After losing a child, it becomes hard to listen to others complain about things that feel so small. Traffic, work, stress, or everyday frustrations seem insignificant when we're faced with such unimaginable loss. It's not that those struggles aren't valid, but our sense of what matters has changed. Grief sharpens our priorities, making it difficult to engage with things that no longer seem important. Protecting our emotional space is essential, and it's okay to set boundaries when we need to. Grief is also exhausting in a way that's hard to explain until you've lived it. The weight of loss doesn't just sit with you emotionally, it becomes a physical burden that can drain you. Grief is waking up with tired bones because your dreams were a battlefield. It's the energy spent just trying to get through a normal day when nothing feels normal anymore. For many of us, the mental toll of grief is like running a marathon in our minds, constantly processing memories, questions, and the ever-present ache of missing someone we love. Even the simplest act of pretending to be okay, smiling when your heart is shattered, can leave you exhausted by the end of the day. If you're feeling this way, know that you're not alone. It's okay to be tired. Grief is hard work. Give yourself permission to rest, to say no when you need to, and to take time for yourself without guilt. Rest doesn't fix the pain, but it can give you the strength to carry it on a little further. In the last section, I titled Finding Community, the Gift of Connection. I encourage everyone to seek out community, having a safe place where we can be raw and vulnerable with those who can relate and understand parts of our experience is invaluable. Look for groups where you can connect with others who share your type of loss, whether in a pregnancy and infant loss counseling group or a specific grief retreat like the ones that A Memory Grows host. There is a community for you, as well as the gift of getting to experience having others love your little one alongside you. By sharing our stories, we can inspire one another to find solace in knowing the love we carry for those we've lost. As A Memory Grows says, love carries on. Please also remember, grief is not something we overcome. It's something we learn to live with, and together we can continue to honor the love that remains. In closing, I'd like to end by sharing this statement. October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. In October, we remember the babies gone too soon. In October, we celebrate the lives of the children, no matter how short. In October, we speak up, and in October, we honor Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. In October, we are recognized, but we miss and love our babies every single day. Thank you.